And so can I get you to be a choir for a minute? Nyawube sombia enyen shira ensi woye ensi wokora ye kase sie wonni hiya yenya toye anywhere she kase tell your neighbor standing next to you, Yamaha Diabro. We am playing. No one ain't joking here. Because the oil here is overflowing, girlfriend. It's not saying we are only but a work in progress. Nya wati ya muni yenchi taifo no why you dumb sni ya tamfo why you dumb 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 you go to your God called me and they dancing you say I'm a minim yamia machine the women's rodomta but she am bound to win and t-shirt na champion cause I'm a work in progress I am a work to my home obey am a work to my parimu minim yamia machine the Mary ya gasepa I'm prepared to get you with me. As I must see it to where mention me who could I say, my bonfire. If I'm prepared to get you with me, as I must see it to where hey, mention me who could I say, my bonfire. If I'm prepared to get you with me, as I must see it to where men said she rock the money pay on before or bread to mom fabbing home or so she raw 1 hour she raw me pep around to me inside no say watching us sem I mean one him making you want to no pumping minja in muta open me bonny or bebo back to sender you see me mono ni me chitai for no or you dumb sin or you dumb sin I come we miss a rotom or deep machi I'm bound to win or you am wet to my home obey me wait to my one parimu in your Osiane Kajanya Seda. I prefer what you home. And so damn in Payane said, me remfi papa why I'm here. Osiane Kajanya Sedo. I prefer what you home. Srene said, me remfi papa why I'm here. 1, 2, 3. Now say me boom pom koremechi. Baby I'm me friend, baby I'm a bee. Or therefore, one over to me on your way. I say me susu or so stand back and take account. Or therefore, wait here, it had to be you. I say me boom pom koremechi. Baby I'm me friend, baby I'm a bee. Or therefore, one over to me on your way. Wait. I say me susu or so stand back and take account. Or therefore, wait here. Adetrowe salute, Adetrowe salute, money oh, money oh, money oh, money oh. Ajami tuchema oh, money oh. Hey, money.
I will not fail. I've got the Holy Ghost in me. I've got the Holy Ghost in me. I've got the Holy Ghost in me. I cannot fail. I will not fail. I've got the Holy Ghost in me. I've got the Holy Ghost in me. I've got the Holy Ghost in me.
Hi, hello everyone. I just decided to let the music go on and on and on. Obviously, because if you have the Holy Ghost, you would not fail. It's a motivational Saturday. It's a movie Saturday, and of course, as advertised on my page, the Chief Charles Show is up, and today we're going to be talking movie. I've
got the Holy Ghost in me.
My name is Chief Charles, and this is the Chief Charles Show right here on Adinkra 2562 Morgan Avenue.
I've got the Holy Ghost in me.
We're going to be telling stories this morning. Let me welcome you to the Chief Charles Show. Welcome Wezo, Akwaba, Sandezo, Maraba, Bon Arrive, from whichever tribe and creed you come from. You're welcome to the Chief Charles Show.
Yes, he said to his.
And from whichever part of the globe you are watching or reaching me from, it is 2562 Morgan's Avenue, and the Chief Charles Show is on the Dinkra. Saturday here, it's a movie Saturday. I guess that's what we're going to be doing. On Saturdays, we're going to talk movies. We're basically going to talk about storytelling.
I've got the Father for me.
My name is Chief Charles, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for tuning into Adinkra Radio. This is the Chief Charles Show, and as you can see today, I'm in suspenders, and it's a tribute to one of the amazing broadcasters that God bestowed on this earth, even though God has taken him away. Larry King passed sometime last week, the iconic broadcaster, one who adorned our screen with grace and with a lot of style. He would be in his suspenders, and you could never miss his show on CNN. Larry King Live was a master of the microphone, and he would dazzle at any interview. As a child growing up in Africa, I didn't really like talk radio. I only love the movies, the action, the music, the dance, and so on and so forth. I have very little understanding of the English language, and so talk radio really, for me, if it wasn't in the local dialect, was a turn-off for me. But Larry King Live, even though I did not really grasp my understanding and appreciation of the English language, would get me glued to my television from start to finish. His mannerisms, his tone, his tonation, his inflection, his style, and just the way he would do the suspenders and conduct his interview just so dazzled me, and I would glue to the television from start till finish. That was how much I loved that man. But God decided that in this year of Corona, he would take him away. Of course, living behind the microphone, and for those of us he mentored from afar, would carry on the torch and would try to do it as beautiful as he does it. Larry King, may your soul rest in peace. The world will miss you. God bless you until we meet again.
In me, I've got the Holy Ghost. In me, I've got the Holy Ghost. In me, I cannot fail. I will not fail. I've got the Holy Ghost. In me, I cannot fail.
So as I said, today we're going to be talking movies. We're going to be talking about cinematography. We're going to be talking about the power of the screen to influence, to change life, to direct, to redirect, to reprimand. We're talking about the power of telling stories through cinema, telling stories through your television and your phone and whichever device you have from which you can see images and hear sounds. That's what we're going to be talking about this morning on the Chief Charles Show. Once again, it's a Chief Charles Show on Adinkra Radio. My name is Chief Charles, your host, the best talk show that's beginning all the way from New York to the rest of the world. And I'm going to be talking about a young man from a stock of people that amazes me, that never ceases to fascinate me. I look at them from afar and I take a lot of inspiration from, how daring they can be as a people. I'm talking about Nigeria, our brothers, Nigeria, or as we'll say in Ghana, big brother Nigeria. Even though Ghana gained independence before Nigeria did, we still consider them as big brothers because, of course, in terms of population, Nigeria far outweighs Ghana. Maybe one state could equal the population in the entirety of Ghana. So, of course, we give them, or we accord them that respect as big brothers. They are very daring people, and there is always a healthy rivalry when it comes to Ghana and Nigeria. Always a very, very healthy rivalry. In terms of football in particular, I always hear the Nigerians say that in the whole of Nigeria, as big as Nigeria is, they can't find 11 players that can always wallop Ghana. Ghana is always matching them boot for boot and always beating them at the game of football. And so they are always angry when it comes to Ghana and Nigeria and football. We've always walloped them. That is the story between Ghana and Nigeria. But if a Nigerian will flee Nigeria, the next possible destination they are headed for is Ghana. Most Nigerians have homes in Nigeria and in Ghana as well. So that is the brotherhood and brotherliness that exists between Ghana and Nigeria. And of course, both of us are Anglophone countries, or we speak English as our lingua franca. And so there's a lot of affinity between Ghanaians and Nigeria. And so anything that has to do with Nigeria, of course, Ghanaians embrace. Recently, Davido was in Ghana, and he met in fact he was hosted by one of Ghana's best musical exports, Stonebwoy, and I guess sometime later Stonebwoy too paid. He reciprocated the visit, went to Nigeria and was hosted very beautifully by Davido. Such is the brotherliness between Ghana and Nigeria, and of course a healthy rivalry. That's going to be a long introduction, but I am preparing the grounds because the man I'm hosting is a young man, but he's doing amazing amazing and great things in terms of movies and in his life personally here in New York, America. So, as I was telling you, Nigerians somewhere somehow have managed to shift the discussion from football, because we always beat them at it, to something that's queer and funny. They have managed to shift the discussion and the discourse concerning soccer and football, because we always beat them, to something that perhaps they can try to rival us, and that is the fight between Ghana Jollof and Nigeria Jollof. The fight between Ghana Jollof and Nigeria Jollof. Ghana Jollof and Nigeria Jollof is always an issue. Well, wait. So as I said, the fight between Ghana Jollof and Nigeria Jollof rages on, and it will never finish, it will never end today. But guess what? The term Jollof actually, the term Jollof was coined in Ghana. It's a Ghanaian coinage. So I don't see how Nigerians will attempt to own it and try to rival us with the issue of Jollof.
A secret seasoning. A secret seasoning.
You found a secret seasoning?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
There's a secret seasoning.
Oh, okay. So let me tell you. Let me tell you where the term Jollof comes from. Julo. There's a word called Julo in my tribe, Ga. And when we say Julo, it means a thief. Julo means a thief. So the story is told that a thief breaks into someone's home, or a burglar breaks into someone's home, and was obviously looking for what to steal. But he was so hungry, he broke through the kitchen window. And so when he stepped into the kitchen, she had prepared rice and stew together. So, in his bid to find something to eat, they obviously took the rice, poured it into the stew, mixed them together, and then and then it became red rice. And so when they woke up and saw that the home had been raided, had been burgled, but the rice and the stew had been mixed together, they said, "Ene julomo, ene julofo." So the word became julo and four. So then it became jollof. It became jollof. So then they actually started the recipe to see if, so they added one or two things to it. Then it became the jollof that Ghana invented, that Nigeria is trying to own.
I agree, because that story, I don't think we have an originating story like that. So you guys won with that story. And storytelling is like the key of everything. So you guys have the right story. But we still got the seasoning though.
Okay.
We still got the seasoning. You have the story.
Uh-huh.
But along the line, because you said they were doing the research, we found the seasoning.
Well, I can accept that, because football actually was originated by the Brits. It started in England. But as we speak, the Brazilians own football. They've become the gods and goddess of football. So, it's possible for you to originate or invent, but it's possible for someone to go on and become the best or gain mastery. But I am not accepting that Nigeria has mastery over Jollof. Ghana Jollof is always the best.
The rivalry, the healthy rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana is so fascinating, and it's actually so productive. It really helps us move forward.
Yeah.
All the way from Africa here in New York, even in my school, I have a whole lot of Ghanaians in my class, and these guys are brilliant. Even the Ghanaian education system is top notch. I think it's like the best in Africa, because we have even Nigerians going to Ghana to study in Ghana University. That's how top notch, how powerful the Ghanaian education system is. And in my class, I used to have this friend of mine. He's from Ghana, and it was a calculus class, and this guy would everything we do in class, if you know how difficult calculus is, you know, when the professor is teaching us stuff in class, at the end of each class,
I have an idea of calculus.
Yeah, at the end of each class, the professor will be like, that's how he ends his class. Think about it. That's how, because he knows how difficult it is. So when I go to his office and I ask him, the first thing he will tell me, I know that no one in the classroom understood everything I was teaching. I was like, so why are you teaching us when you know no one understood? But the truth is, there is always this Ghanaian friend of mine who knows everything. He was like the class tutor. Like, after the professor has done all he's doing, we will now go to this guy because he has this forward knowledge. It's like it's like they're way beyond when it comes to, you know, academics. So he's very good. He's currently studying pharmacy upstate in New York. He's a very brilliant guy.
Well, again, so says, you know, Ghanaians, we also look at Nigerians as very smart, very brainy people. And as a matter of fact, I think recently I heard or picked up an information that among the immigrant population in Harvard, the Nigerians come, you know, top notch. So really, in terms of education, in terms of entrepreneurship and everything, I know that Big Brother Nigerians are always ahead, and we always look forward to them. But again, for me, it's a very, very healthy rivalry, healthy, you know, competition. I think before I even came, I was reading something that the 3 richest black Africans are actually Nigerians, which is Dangote, Adeleke, and I understand
I think of that
Otedola, you know. So but definitely you guys have something we can learn from, and that's why I guess you're here today. We're going to be talking about the next generation of filmmakers, of course, one which you're very proud of, and so that's what we're going to be discussing this afternoon. But before I delve into the movie industry, let me say hello to one young man. He just turned 50 years today. He's a candidate for one of the, perhaps it might be maybe the 4th, or he can, as long as he has life, can be perhaps the richest African, Ibrahim Mahama, the brother of the ex-president of Ghana and the CEO of Engineers and Planners. He turns 50 years today, a young man who started a cement company in Ghana. So I guess when it comes to entrepreneurship and everything, Ghana and Nigeria that has that healthy rivalry. But enough of Ghana. Let's focus on Dapo Ibrahim. Dapo Ibrahim is my guest this afternoon or this morning or whichever time it is, wherever it is you are. This is Adinkra Radio and this is the Chief Charles Show. Today we're talking movies, we're talking about cinema, we're talking storytelling, and of course it began with the story of football, dovetail to Jollof, and now we're going to be talking about movie. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome formally to Adinkra Radio and to the Chief Charles Show, Dapo Ibrahim. Dapo Ibrahim is a young Nigerian. He's an author, a poet, he's an entrepreneur, a student, he's a hustler, but he's bustling in his field. But he has a unique way of reaching the world, which is cinema and storytelling. His latest project is what we are about to discuss here in the Adinkra studio on the Chief Charles Show. I'm fascinated by that project because last year, 2020, was a very difficult year for everybody. Of course, this was a COVID year and nearly everything was under lockdown. Nothing moved, nothing, nothing moved. Nobody went, nobody came. Everybody was basically locked down and we're praying. So many people lost their lives, and may those who lost their lives to COVID rest in perfect peace. But in the midst of the chaos, people were still working, and one of such is Dapo Ibrahim, my guest I'm about to speak with. It has a short film, The Call, which we're about to talk about. But before we'll talk about the movie, there's a matter on my heart that I'd like to ask before we delve into the reason for the movie, the motivation for the movie, and the premieres itself. Dapo, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here, my brother. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure communicating with you. It's always a pleasure.
So, I think sometime latter part of last year, there was the issue of SARS in Nigeria. One that the world watched with bewilderment as the Nigerian security forces clamped down on the youth. We saw the images which were very gory and graphic. People being beaten, and the youth, taking arms against the military, against the police. It was a very bad image of Nigeria. Obviously, you weren't back home; you were here. But I'm sure, being a Nigerian, you were very concerned about what was happening. We want to believe that SARS has ended. At least the action has ended. But I just need you to delve a little bit into what may have inspired the Nigerian security and a clash with the Nigerian youth.
Yeah, it's been a it's been a very, very, the whole SARS thing wasn't something that happened in a year or 2 years. It's been going on since the initiation of, or the starting up of the SARS unit of the Nigerian police force. That was in the early 1990s. And the SARS unit, it was supposed to combat criminals, and they are supposed to combat like hardened criminals that they are trying to do bad things in the country. But along the line, they switched. It became that the people that they're supposed to protect the citizens became those who are actually tormenting the citizens. And I personally, I've had personal encounters with Nigerian police force, on the road. Sometimes they mount roadblocks, and sometimes those roadblocks are actually illegal, and they do it just to get money from people. And one of their defense, or one of their argument for doing that, is because they are massively underpaid, and they are risking their life for the citizen. So they are kind of entitled to accepting money, on roadblock from citizens. So, but the thing is, when they do is they show you that they are the power, because they have guns and this, so they expect you to do exactly what they want you to do. So it's just like, it's like a power trip. It's like them trying to exert their power on you. You're in the middle of the road, maybe in the middle of the night, out of nowhere, you're surrounded by like maybe 6 to 10 police officers with guns, and you don't have anything, and you don't have any way to defend yourself. So at that moment, you're basically at their mercy. And that started from from one person to two person to like 50 people to 100 people, and then became like a national issue. Sometimes the best thing is to just be calm. When it's just the way, when the police stops you here in America, you don't want to argue with them, because either way, to me, the guy that has the gun has an advantage, and I'm not here to argue with the guy that has a gun. So, but the thing is, they took it to a different form, whereby if they see a younger Nigerian youth, a younger Nigerian
who seem
person
to be doing well, or who
doing
looks
well,
bourgeois.
and because there's so many youths like that in Nigeria, whereby maybe they're from rich families, and their parents give them like a car or something, they will be like, oh, you are doing this thing called Yahoo Yahoo. The Yahoo is like internet scam. So the internet, and there are people doing that too in Nigeria.
Of course,
the internet scammers, they do it to they and when they do it, they spend lavishly. They flaunt their wealth, and they're very young, and
like Hush Puppy,
something like that. So there's these people that they are older, and they are walking on the road, and they're like, oh no, these guys are young, they are scamming people. Some people might be that they've been scammed, and they're like taking like a personal, it's like personal to them, it's like a personal vendetta, whatever. Because Nigeria, there was even a point in time in Nigeria where there was so many scams going on. Not just internet scam, like pyramid scheme.
So
like
actually, so it's the reason why I asked that question, because then I did understand that the whole SARS thing began with clamp down on Yahoo Boys, or if you like 419 as Nigeria has it. And I intentionally asked that question because it's going to direct us to the story we're about to tell. Nigeria ignominiously or ashamedly some time ago, if you mentioned Nigeria, the image or the picture that comes to mind is that of 419. That they are a nation of scammers, they are a nation of young people who are on the internet, and all they are trying to do is to reach someone and scam them. That was at least the image that Nigeria had. But I believe that for some time now, Nigeria has managed to turn that image upside down or down on its head. And I believe Nigeria, if you speak with people these days, Nigeria is not only remembered or noted for 419. Nigeria nowadays is noted for their strong Afrobeat representation on the world stage. People like Burna Boy, Davido, and the rest have changed the narrative from 419 to a nation that is really very strong in terms of entertainment and the creative arts, of which you belong. And so I guess one of the things too Nigeria has done so well is through Nollywood, by churning out so many movies. I understand that Nollywood is about the third biggest movie industry in the world
After Bollywood.
You know, so I think that moving from SACS and 419, Nigeria has managed to build a very strong and beautiful image, if you like, repaired its image on the world stage through movies and the creative arts. And you belong to the creative arts, a young movie producer. I believe you are one of the generation that is changing the image of Nigeria from what we thought was, bad, was shameful, to that is, putting the light and shining a positive light on Nigeria. The Call is your latest short film. Tell us a bit about it. Tell us what motivated you. Tell us what would make you, beat all the odds in the midst of COVID-19 to get this movie done and attempt to premiere tomorrow.
Okay, thank you for that question. I just want to put something in out there real quick because Nigeria, as we all know, is a population of, it's getting close to 400 million now. So it's very easy to just have the same way we have good people.
Absolutely.
The same way we have bad people.
Absolutely.
And
it happens in any country.
And one thing I've noticed is in the news today, the bad news spreads faster than the good news. So even if you have in a population of 100 people, if you have 98 people doing good stuff and 2 people doing bad stuff, the news about the bad people will tend to spread faster.
The bad news spoils the bunch.
Yeah. So, but yeah, coming back to The Called, this was a film that I've had the hunch sort of in my mind for like 3 years, and I'm always like that. I'm someone that if I have an idea, I obsess with the idea inside my head. I could do it for like a year, 2 years. Like I have ideas I've been obsessing with for like 3-4 years now. So I've had this idea on my mind, and it was a story that was actually highly influenced by the story of Samuel in the Bible.
Okay.
And if you're very familiar with the story of Samuel in the Bible,
Yes, I am.
yeah, he was actually called by God the first time, the second time, and then he went to the prophet Eli, and Eli said, if you hear the voice the third time, because he actually thought it was Eli calling him, and Eli told him, if you hear the voice the third time, just say, here I am, Lord, your servant is listening. So that's the idea behind the film. In this film, the main character is also called Sam. And he was actually called by the voice of God to do something unique, something some people would think or consider irrational, something that on a very, if you're on a human level, you just wouldn't do, or you would think twice before even trying to do something like that. So that was the idea behind the film, and the it was like, the force and the determination behind making it was just very powerful. Like I said, I started writing the script December 2019, and I spent 4 months reviewing the script. I would send it out to people for feedback, send it out to editors, to script editors, and I kept working on the script. And then when it got to June last year, I mean that was after the COVID started in March. So when it got to June, I reached out to friends of mine in the film school, and I was like, I have this idea, and we started building up the crew, the team, and we had a team. Got so good, it was a team of highly passionate professionals,
everyone was just like, you know what? In front of me, I was like, and that was my assistant director. He was just sitting in the house and he wanted a project because there was COVID, there was nothing going on, and it was like, you know what, we got to do this. And everyone on the team came with that kind of mindset, like, you know what, against all odds, we have to make this work. And that's one of the best gifts any man on a mission can ever have, that, you know, you have people that have the same mindset, people that are passionate, people that are driven around you. One of my famous, because I like to talk about building a team, especially if you're on a mission.
Yeah.
And one of my key mentor that has highly influenced me is Bishop T.D. Jakes. And he said, when you are building a team, there are 3 C's to consider. You're going to have some people that will be your confidant. You have some people that are your constituents, and then you have some people that are your confidant, constituent, and
constituents and community, perhaps.
no, I'm thinking community. I think it's confederates. No, it's not
Confederates. Confederates makes sense.
No, not confederate. But it's 3 C's.
Yeah.
So your confidant is like people that you can confide in, people that are very close to
Who
you.
will not divulge your secrets.
That will not divulge your secret. You can be like, according to him, said you can be naked in front of these
Absolutely.
people, and they will still protect you.
Exactly.
They will give you the truth when you need it. Your constituents are those that are with you because of what they tend to benefit from the goal, the overall goal. And then the 3rd C, which I think is confederates, something like that, are those that see that you have like the same oppositions, and they are there because of the fact that you have the same opposition. And you know the famous saying, an enemy of my enemy is my friend. So those are the things you look into when you're working with people.
Right.
But building this team, we had a team of passionate people. We did the auditioning. I reached out to a hotel in the Bronx here in Eastchester Dyer. That's the Marriott Hotel in Eastchester Dyer. And I actually went there just for the audition. And then I liked the location because they were very welcoming, the hospitality. And during the COVID, and this could be a blessing in disguise, because during the COVID, you know, the hospitality industry was highly hit. So no one was using the hotels. And so the price was ridiculously cheap. So I was able to rent out the bar section of the hotel, the conference room, and a huge part of the hotel at a very highly discounted price. So to me, that was kind of a blessing in disguise.
Hold that thought there. I would like us to, you know, have a preview of a trailer of the movie, and then we'll continue. We don't have much time now. I think we have just about 20 minutes left.
Okay.
Then we'll speak to, is it the lead
actor,
the lead actor, what's his name? Spencer Dunn.
Spencer Dunn, yeah.
Spencer Dunn. We'll speak with him. And so viewers, let's take a look.
No, not that.
At the center of it all, it's you that
Can I come over there?
it's you that I see.
We only just met.
Then who?
Well, who knows? Unless you answer. Answer the call.
So let's view that again. Give me a minute, viewers. It's a bit.
For you,
I
Sam,
have a home
what does it mean
podcast
to be
too,
in the
with so many
moment?
templates. Sometimes
You
it takes
really
a while to get
coincidence.
this thing.
Yeah.
Why?
And even
Well,
YouTubers go through the same thing.
You said
Yeah.
you've
Online all
been
the
hearing
time.
things.
Hey, I mean, it's all right.
I've been hearing things myself for a while.
Yo, he said no?
She said no and ended it.
Knitted? Where? Wait, what happened? Which hospital?
That John? John Christian! So you have been calling me?
We only just met.
Then who?
Well, who knows? Unless you answer. Answer the call.
All right, so the movie The Call is premiering tomorrow on YouTube. And I guess at some point in everybody's life, there's a call that one needs to answer. And so if you want to find the motivation to answer your call, I know a lot of people have some form of calling on their lives. A lot of the times we tend to think that when we say a call, we're only talking about a Christian call, maybe to ministry or something. But there are all kinds of callings in life. You could be a medical doctor and that's your call.
That
You
is
could be-
true. That is
exactly.
true,
You could
because-
be, you could be a janitor and that's your call. You could be whatever, but that's a calling. But at some point, you've got to be able to realize that there is a call that you need to fulfill. And I guess this film motivates and inspires everybody to be able to answer that call, regardless of what station they are in life.
Yeah, and that is really true. That is not just true, but very profound, very powerful. Every single one of us has a calling upon our lives to do something. It might be a calling to be a husband, a good husband. It might be a calling to be a good wife. It might be a calling to be a good worker, a good employee, a good team player. For me, for example, the crew that we were building, I believe everyone was called to do something. Like when you're building your film crew, you have the director, the assistant director, the cinematographer, the lighting, and everyone matters because every single department that they are, in charge of matters. Like the details, because you got to pay so much attention to details. And as, for example, as a director, you can't do everything. That's how you have a floppy job. But if you build the team in such a way that everyone understands their calling on the team, the team becomes highly efficient, the team becomes highly driven, and they are highly focused on the goal that you want to achieve. So, and this is the same thing that's applicable in our lives too, that everyone has a calling. Whatever your calling is, pay attention to it and do what you have to do, because that is where you will find, the deepest of your happiness, the deepest joy,
and your
because
fulfillment.
It's not really about I see a lot of people chase money, chase so many things in today's world. It's way beyond that.
And not taking the wind out of your sail. I for me, this movie, even though I've not seen the full movie because I'm also joining the premiering tomorrow on YouTube. What time?
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. Eastern time, which
Okay.
will be different in Nigeria and Ghana.
Different in Ghana.
And that is why we're asking people to go online and click the reminder button.
Okay.
Because once you do that, YouTube will send you a notification 30 minutes before the premiere.
So the name of the movie is The Call.
The Call, yes.
The Call, directed by Dapo
Ibrahim.
So once you get on YouTube, you find it, you click the bell, so it will serve a reminder when it starts.
Yes.
So you can be reminded and you can be notified, so you can join in accordingly.
Yes.
But for me, the title of the movie is so significant and it strikes a chord with me because a lot of the time we tend to think that if you are lower down the ladder, then perhaps you are not significant, you don't matter, maybe because you are downtrodden. But if we all understood that we have various callings in life, and we need to play our part to fit into the whole, then we treat ourselves with the necessary decorum and respect, and we play up our part as well as we do. And for me, that is what you are telling in this story, or in this movie called The Called. The title strikes home that there are a lot of people who are doing things that are not necessarily their calling. And for me, that's why they struggle. For me, people struggle because they are not actually made up, they are not socialized, their makeup is not actually what they may be doing. Maybe some others are doing it and they find it so fanciful and beautiful, and those who are actually called do it so well they want to do. But once you try it and you're having difficulty with it, it may be that you're not called to get it out.
I don't know if to say that they are struggling, because I believe everyone is struggling. It's when you're answering your calling.
But believe me, listen. If you answer your call,
it makes it bearable. You don't even see it as a struggle.
Exactly. You
just
enjoy every
doing it.
Exactly, because because that is actually how you're made.
That's when you find your passion.
Your passion. So it's like a stroll in the park. You're getting the job done and enjoying it at the same time.
That's what will make you work, doing what you do, for like 18 hours a day. And people are like, you work, and you don't see it as a job, because it's what you enjoy doing. You are doing what you've been called to do.
Right.
That's why you could be, I've seen, top CEOs, for example, these guys don't go home. They are in their office, they have like a bedroom. The moment they wake up, they're at work. If you look at all those, top music producers, for example, like the top musicians, they have like a music studio in their house.
Absolutely.
So the moment they wake up, they're in the studio, they're doing what they're passionate about. They don't see it as a job.
Look at you. You said you go home practically after midnight. I got home around about 3 a.m. Had some 2-3 hours
the
sleep.
New York lifestyle.
Yes, 2-3 hour, and I'm up here in the studio because this is my passion. This is what I love to do. So I would move heaven and earth to get it done. If you ask me to go do something else, I'll probably spend that time sleeping. Well, anyway, so what's the name of the lead actor?
Spencer Dunn is a very fantastic guy. He's very talented, very adaptable. He's
he Nigerian?
He's he's actually from here, but a lot of people think he's from Ghana actually.
Oh,
Ghanaians taking over, but he's actually from America here, and he's like a T1000. He's fluid. He can take any shape, any form. He can switch emotion, and the way he embodied the character was very powerful, because he embodied the character just the way I pictured the character in mind. And this was a guy that he came during the audition, and he came all the way from Connecticut to the Bronx. It was like a 3 hours drive. And when I was checking out, I was doing the list of check-in, I saw everyone was there. They'll be memorizing their lines and doing different stuff. So I just saw this guy. He had like a suit in his hand, and he was just doing stuff. Very humble guy. And it was like, oh yeah, I'm here for the audition. And I didn't even pay no attention to him. I was like, okay, yeah, because I had someone else in mind that I've worked with, but I was actually I was rooting for that guy in my mind, and the guy I had in mind came in. He did his audition. It was fantastic.
And he got the role?
No. He didn't get the role.
Oh.
Because he was the guy I had in mind. So I had a bunch of other people, and I was like, okay, there were great people that came for the role, and this dude just came in, and I was like, okay. First, he did what he was very friendly, was very nice, and then I was like, okay, perform your monologue. And when he performed the monologue, he was so passionate. He was just so passionate, like you could tell. I had a guy by me, my casting director, Jace Horsford, and that guy was just beside me, was like, that's the guy.
So he's actually the call.
Yeah, he's the call. Yeah, he was called for the role.
He was called for the role.
He called for the role.
And who did the supporting? Jessica Shelley?
Yes, she was also the lead
she's
actress.
also an American?
She's also an American, yes. But she said she had like a Caribbean background.
All right, so let's hear from the horse's own mouth whilst we keep discussing. I'll try to place a call to him.
Yeah, it was wonderful working with every single one of them. The crew, the cast, everyone brought in their best on set, their A games on set.
So we're trying to place a call through to him. This is the Chief Charles show. We do it as raw. We do it as open as we can, so everybody would know what's happening here. So we're placing a call through to Spencer Dunn, the lead actor of the call. How is this Spencer Dunn?
No.
Spencer Dunn is on answering.
As a secretary, his digital secretary.
Okay. All right. So people, we're open and transparent. You know what's happening. We place a call through to him, but his answering machine get on. Okay, we're going to try to reach the supporting actress Jessica Shelley.
Yeah.
So hold on, people.
Very fantastic.
917 91. I realize that I do not have to mention the number, else somebody will write and bother.
Where did we get to our random calls?
I know, right? I know.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 917926781 is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
You want me to try? Because I
Yeah.
could try from my phone.
Okay, yeah, perhaps,
Yeah, because she says she's having like a class.
Here in America, there are a lot of spam calls. You get so many spam calls. You get so many spam calls. So sometimes you see a strange number, you don't wanna pick up.
I'm like, yesterday, as she told me, I was like, she told me her name. She was like, "Hi, my name is this. I'm calling for auto insurance." I said, "Hi, could you please delete my number from your database and don't ever call me again?"
Yeah, this is the Chief Charles show here on Odinkra, and today we're discussing cinema. We're specifically discussing the movie The Call, directed by Dapo Ibrahim, a young Nigerian here in New York, and it's premiering tomorrow on YouTube, 5 p.m. GMT, I understand, or Instant Time. So get on YouTube, search The Call, directed by Dapo Ibrahim, and click the...
Yeah, if they go on my Instagram, on the link section.
All right, so what's your Instagram handle?
My Instagram handle is Dapo Ibrahim TV.
Dapo Ibrahim TV on Instagram. I guess same on Facebook. So once you get on Instagram, Dapo Ibrahim. Dapo is spelled DAPOIBRAHIM TV. Dapo Ibrahim TV on Instagram. Once you get there, you would get the details. But tomorrow, The Call is premiering on YouTube, 5 p.m. Instant Time. If you want to understand your calling, if you want to know what it means to do what you do and do with passion, and find the energy and the valve, find the time of life to get done what you have to do, come with us and watch The Call. It will give you an understanding of your calling and who you're supposed to be and what God has purposely made you to be and your function in life. We have just about...
Oh, that's Spencer.
All right.
Spencer, I'm on the radio. I have the radio host here.
So I don't know if I'll be able to hook him up on... Okay, yeah, hold on, Spencer. Hello, Spencer, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Spencer, my name is Chief Charles, and this is the Chief Charles Show on Edinkra Radio. We transmit live from New York, 2562 Morgan Avenue, and we're talking movie. Dapo Ibrahim is here, who directed The Call, and I understand you are the called to lead, or you are the called who led the movie. Welcome to the Chief Charles Show.
Thank you for having me. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. To God be the glory.
I told you he's a very humble guy. You see,
he sounds really very humble. And who else, to play the call, but one that has a humble spirit, and they don't come cheap. Anyway, Spencer Dunn, what will motivate you to attend the audition of A Humble African Boy in New York?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
The question is, what will motivate you to attend the audition of A Humble African Boy in New York?
I think just the fact that, New York has so many opportunities, and the fact that I'm an opportunist, and for me to come down and meet Dapo, who has the same mindset as me, I kind of see that we have similar visions when it comes to filmmaking. It's just you just kind of know you're in the right place at the right time.
Oh, so you were at the right place at the right time. Timing in life, I believe, is really, really important. Being at the right place at the right time, as you have nailed it. So that's the storyline. When you were given the script, I know, there are some actors, once they attend an audition, the storyline is given, they don't like the storyline, they drop it and go their way. I bet there's something about the storyline that actually made you take the final decision that I want to be part of it. What could that be?
I think just their character, the main character is someone very relatable, and we don't hear stories like his so often. So I think just tackling a story that's very different, I want to show people that there's these other ways to live your life, So I think just I was really attracted to this character.
Jessica is trying to put a call through.
After this, we'll Jessica.
Are you there, Spencer?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Right. So yeah, go on. Are you done?
Oh wait, you have any word for your friends and family to go see the film? Because tomorrow we'll be having a Q&A session. It's gonna be live. You don't have to be there in person, whatever. But whoever is on live, they could type in comments, questions. I will do my best to answer as many questions as possible live, and just tell your friends and family to go see it.
Right. So Spencer.
Yeah.
So those who would be on YouTube to do the premiering, what word do you have for them? What should they look out for? What will be the takeaway?
I think the underlying message, because if you look at it from face value, it's obviously a drama and a romance. But if you really get the underlying message of the voice and what the call is, then you'll understand the movie as a whole. And it's something I think people will need to come back and watch again. I can say that for sure.
Right. So, thank you so much for availing yourself. I believe that this will be the beginning of an amazing journey for you. Thank you so much, Spencer.
Thank you for having me, and I can't wait for everybody to watch it. Tune in tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Peace, brother.
All right, so that was Spencer Dunn on the line with us, lead actor of The Call. As I said, it's premiering tomorrow on YouTube, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Get on there, The Call, and understand your calling. While we were speaking with Spencer, I guess Shelley was trying to patch through. Let me see if I can...
Is my phone unlocked?
No, I think... I opened it up, so I'm trying to get through to Shelley.
I knew you was a hacker. I knew it.
Hello.
Hello, Jessica.
Hi.
Jessica, my name is Chief Charles, and you are on the Chief Charles Show on Edincrat Radio 2562 Morgan Avenue. We're discussing movie this Saturday, and your name comes up very strongly as a supporting role in a movie we are premiering tomorrow, Saturday, on YouTube, and it's called The Called.
Yes.
All right. So, Jessica, right?
Yes.
I put a question to Spencer Dunn, who is the lead actor, of course, that you're supporting. What motivated him to attend the audition of A Humble African Boy in New York? What's made you come to the decision that you want to be part of this movie?
Because I am an actress and it seemed like a great opportunity. So I auditioned, and initially I did not book the role, but in the end I did end up getting the role. So I'm very pleased by that.
Yeah, Jessica is also a very humble lady. You know, she's very humble. But she's very talented. She's actually the lead actress, so it's a lead actor, lead actress.
Oh, lead actress. Okay.
Yeah. So it's it was. She was one of the person that came in, because there's one thing I always look out for. I always look out for how prepared are you, and I always look out for how bad do you want it. For me, if I see that you want this thing bad enough, then I'll get out of your way and just give you the role. That's how I operate. And she showed up, because I've worked with multiple actresses on that same role, and a lot of them would just show up and like they just woke up from their bed, got into their, slipped into their slippers and just come in front of the PC and they're like dragging themselves. But she came fully prepared, well prepared. The truth is, I actually had someone else that I had in mind for the role, and then she just wasn't. She was a great actress, but she could not embody the character. And if we have a good actress that cannot embody the character, that is not so good for the project, because we got to look at the vision and the project in mind. Everything we do is for the best of the project. It's not impersonal. So she came in and she embodied the role, and she was just able to give. When she was acting, she just gave a great show, a great performance, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get out of your way and just do what you have to do.
So, Jessica, you are the called to play the call.
Yes, and I'm so grateful. It was such a great learning experience. It was my first experience. Dapo was amazing as a director. He helped me in ways that he saw fit. I listened to everything he said, and I tried to implement everything that he suggested and recommended, and I'm excited. I can't wait to see how it all plays out.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're premiering tomorrow, Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Everybody who is able to join us, what should they expect? What will be the takeaway? What will be the central theme for their participation tomorrow?
The central theme is, I guess, listen to your heart, listen to your gut, and that everything happens for a reason.
All right, so thank you very much, Shelley. Everything happens for a reason, and this call was not picked initially for a reason, because you have the most beautiful voice, and it could be
Amen. Oh, that's sweet.
I couldn't have asked for any better voice for the closure of my program. Thank you so much, Shelley, and we're looking forward to seeing you play the best role on screen tomorrow.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so viewers, it's being a movie Saturday, and this is the Chief Charles Show. I guess perhaps we'll set Saturdays as movies, so we discuss movies, obviously because it's part of the creative.
Breaking down movies.
Absolutely, we'll start looking at movies and breaking them down, and perhaps pundit on movies, and see how far we can go with the movie industry. But I'm absolutely so proud and privileged to have hosted Dapo Ibrahim, a young man, of course, from the stock of very, very daring entrepreneurial people, and his latest project, The Call, is premiering tomorrow on YouTube, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Troop there, go have a look at it, support, and let's see how far we can go with this. Of course, storytelling comes in different shapes and forms, and this one is through the power of the screen. It leaves images on your mind and can make you instantly remember what you saw in that movie that is relatable to your life. Dapo, your final words.
Before the final word, I just want to say, I remember the very first time you and I met, and that was a very rare occasion. And one of the greatest things that I could remember was your keen ability to just listen. I feel like listening is more superpower than speaking.
Absolutely.
You know, when you just listen to what this person has to say, that's like a rock solid superpower. And I would like to commend you for that. You have a very great listening skill. You have a very great, ability to analyze things, and you have a very great platform. And I want to thank you for bringing me on your platform. Closing words. The closing word I have is just to tell people to go see the film. It's really going to worth their while. And like Spencer said, listen to the underlying message, because like I said, the guy was called to do something that a regular human being would not do, because it's like, I wouldn't do this if I was this guy. But yeah, so and like Jessica also said, listen to your heart. But the most powerful thing that I want people to take away is to understand that once you understand your calling, once you know your calling upon your life will become easier. You will do everything with passion. And when you do things with passion, you understand your purpose, you become even happier. You don't do things out of stress, out of struggling, or out of begrudging. You do things with ease. You enjoy what you do, and you become, honestly, your life just becomes easier, because when you know you're called to do something, for example, and you know the goal, you will achieve it in 5 years. The moment you start working on it and you have a daily record of progress, everything just starts falling in place. People that want to help you on your journey start falling in place. The ideas that will help you on your journey start falling in place. Everything just starts working in your favor, because now you're focused, you're passionate, you have a vision, and it all comes from you, answering your calling. And the truth is, even myself, I believe I was called to be a filmmaker. That was why I had this as one of my debut short film, because I want to use it to like also, make it
as a launch pad.
As a launch pad for myself. So I believe everyone has a calling, and the moment you answer that calling of God, or the calling to do that which you've been called to do, everything starts falling in place for you.
And I think if you believe yourself a filmmaker, I believe you are in the right place at the right time. Because for me, the reason why I've even had to schedule these quick interviews, because filmmakers, perhaps for me, are the most powerful our generation has. Because with filmmaking, you are able to tell stories. Like I said from the beginning, you are able to change courses, you are able to direct people. With film, you are actually able to change the mindset of people by the images that you project on the screen. Look, America is who America is today because Hollywood began to tell stories of America, tell heroic stories of America. And so everybody looks to America, everybody wants to come to America because of the images they have seen through their films and so on and so forth. Filmmaking or a storyteller, by the magic of the television, is one of the most powerful tools you could have in your hands. And more so, if you are aligned with your calling, if you are aligned with the will of God on your life, you are able to change, people, you are able to change mindsets so easily and very positively. So I think you are in the right path as a young man. And, Nigerians are legendary filmmakers. There are names I can mention, but I think you are one of the most revolutionary, you are one of the most current, or one of the most contemporary.
I'm still upcoming.
Most contemporary that will continue from where others have left off.
Yeah, and I have multiple projects in that I'm working on right now. I have a web series I'm working on. I have like short films, and I've started writing the script for my feature film. So this year I have so many projects. I would just want people to just stay tuned. Connect with me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. My name is Dapo Ibrahim TV. I'm very, very responsive. I'm a regular dude. You could see me on the street and we can grab a coffee.
No wonder you have had very little sleep, because you have so much dream. A man with dream doesn't sleep.
Dreaming is a film on its own. I watch film while I'm sleeping.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm a very regular dude. We can go out, grab a coffee, whatever. But yeah, connect with me on social media. And I like to meet people. I like to hear people's stories. I like to just listen to people.
And your handle on Instagram is Dapo Ibrahim TV.
Yes, Dapo Ibrahim TV.
All right, people, thank you so much for joining us. This has been the Chief Charles Show. I'm going to come your way again on Monday and on Tuesday. And guess what? On Monday, I'm going to be dropping a bombshell. On Monday, I will tell you the reason behind the arcanization of Rollins' funeral. A lot of people have taken arms for the reason why an Ewe chieftain's funeral was done with the drums of another. I'll tell you the plan that was botched and hatched and it was executed to perfection and what it was intended to achieve and as to whether it will achieve that aim. And so join me on Monday while I drop this bombshell about the funeral and the happenings, that went on. My name is Chief Charles and this has been the Chief Charles Show. I'll come your way again on Monday. Let's get talking. Let's get discussing. God bless you and stay blessed. Don't forget tomorrow the call premieres on YouTube 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Join, and perhaps Monday when I come we'll do a review, a post review, and then we'll get going. Love you all.
The actors and the actress.
Oh, thank you so much, Jessica and Spencer Dunn. We'll see you on the screen. Bye.
Thank you so much. Quick question. Do I get a video? Because I see 2 big cameras.